I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. So, just a brief introduction. I'm a neuroscience major at Georgia State and like undergrad major currently. What about you?
I am a sports management major at the University of Georgia State.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's great. So, for today, so I watched like Before the Flood movie by Leonardo, I believe. I'm butchering the name, I know, but it's like it was shot in like October 2016, and I'll be reviewing that. It was interesting watch. What about
Okay.
you?
Yeah. So I watched Trash, where it was directed by Canada Brady, and it follows Jeremy Evans around the world, where he's exposed to different types of pollution that are occurring in our Earth.
The film I watched was Before the Flood. That is by Leonardo DiCaprio, which was shot in like October 2016. Which is like it focuses on a couple of themes, including like it gives a message of urgent need to care for environment by looking at different perspectives, like including naturalism and indigenous beliefs and ecofeminism, along with animal rights. So it kind of shows the damage caused by climate change, and like it depicts like melting glaciers in Greenland and like deforestation in the Amazon, and like it highlights the importance of protecting nature for its own value, and not just for the humans obviously, but like it also had like a part where indigenous leaders in the film explain like how their lands hold deep spiritual and like cultural meaning to them, and like it reminds of nature. It's not just a resource that we use for living. And it was actually interesting, like they were like faith and spirituality also are like a rule of the film. There was like a moment where there was a Pope Francis, where he talks about like moral responsibility of like how to protect the planet, uh, and like this film, like it kind of created or like depicted climate how climate change affects vulnerable communities like those in Bangladesh. Like they're forced to leave their homes because of the rising sea levels. It kind of discusses and goes over like industrial farming and deforestation that is harming animals and like destroying ecosystems, and like urging it kind of urges us to like be considerate about the considerate and be more aware of animal rights, which is what WWF does. They also pointed this out as like animal rights should be a part of like environmental care. So the overall message from the film is like to truly protect the planet and like to work together and like respect nature and people and living beings, which is what kind of the book that we use, the book by Roger Gottlieb, which was published in 2004, which also talks about these themes and reflects over like the importance of animal rights and like ecofeminism and like overconsumption and like that actually makes sense, because that's what essentially Before the Flood also focuses on. Like it also encourages people to be more aware of the overconsumption that is happening around, like industrial overconsumption, and like it kind of correlates it with like how people like indigenous people want to preserve the land, how they're willing to do it, and like how WWF is also like advocating for animal rights, and like how UNEP I think it's called, and and World Council of Churches, the care for creation and climate justice also talks about it, like climate changes and how we are seeing the effects of it.
Well, for Trash, I feel like it does a amazing job explaining the different type of pollution, such as land, air, water, and plastic, while showing it through different lenses of the different countries, such as Syria and in Ireland and the United Kingdom, and it shows the impact that pollution is having around the world.
Well, the video of Before the Flood, he points on the major themes of like urgent issues that need to be addressed, like climate change, which is like coming out, like which is being viewed as drastic change now. It was slower before, but now it's coming across as a drastic change. Like Bangladesh, it had like rising sea levels now, and then there. the extension of like natural habitats and like animals specifically. So it goes on like how industrial agriculture has affected like animal biodiversity and like animal habitats, and like how we are leading to extinction of animals and their species.
It's not talking to you.
Yeah, it was too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's